Hi guys, and welcome back to Mind, Body, and Soul. As you can see, I am in the heart of nature, as Ralph Smart would say, and I am coming on to just talk about patterns. The way we recognize the patterns in our life and the way that we allow ourselves to either relive those patterns or recognize them in real time, and then taking them and changing them and shifting them to a different reality, a different understanding, a different perspective. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so first of all, what are patterns? What are these things that are like controlling our life? What do they do? Why are they happening? Where do they come from? I would say that patterns come from a whole bunch of things. It comes from, trauma. It comes from childhood just being passed down from your parents, childhood wounds, all sorts of things like that. So the best thing that we can do is we can learn how to be consciously aware of our patterns, and we can begin to actually shift the way that our mind thinks and begin to make our own perspectives, make our own beliefs, make our own belief systems, our own ideas of life. We don't have to continuously, use passed down messages, beliefs in life, ways of structures of life. We can always revert back, ask ourselves, is this me? Does this truly resonate with me? Is this something that I want to be doing? Is this something that I want to be partaking in? Is this something, or is this a way that I want to be reacting? A lot of us react in bad ways, negative ways, things that get us nowhere, trapped, stuck in the same box, We don't want to be stuck in the same box anymore, and we don't want to be having our world stuck in the same box anymore. So with that being said, we can no longer accept the boxed in sort of structure of our patterns and our reality. We have to take the initiative and begin to, do the inner work, go inside of us, feel our hearts, feel our minds, accept what we've gone through, accept the way that things have been before, but also have enough heart and enough pride in yourself, because when you don't do that, when you're doing the opposite and you feel like you have your pride up or your ego up, it's not pride for yourself, it's pride for somebody else or for a different situation or something that hurt you. So we don't want to have pride for those sort of things. We want to have pride in the fact that we understand our actions. We're taking responsibility for our actions in the situations, regardless of what somebody else does. We don't want to be reacting and stooping down to lower levels of vibration to meet other people. We want to be standing tall in our vibration, and we want to have people coming up to us. I feel in such flow right now. I'm so grateful to be able to do this and to be able to talk with whoever wants to listen. I love being in nature, and I think that this is going to be something that I continue to do. I think that being in nature allows me to really be in flow and really feel and really get what I have to say out without being rushed or uncomfortable or anything like that. So I think that if people like this scenery a little bit better, brings a little bit more life to me and to my videos. So I hope that this video was something that helped you realize something, helped you think, or give you your power back to make decisions that power you instead of powering other people. Be so blessed and understand that our new earth is coming. Our new earth is already here, and we're in transition. Hear those birds chirping, get outside, feel the blue sky and the cool air. Be blessed, y'all. And just so you know, at Mind, Body, and Soul, we are all about empowering those three things: mind, body, and soul. So be sure that you go outside, you ground yourself. Yesterday, I was outside walking around in dirt and in mud, just feet off, shoes off, feeling great. So take care of your mind, body, and soul. Feed your body and soul and your mind everything that it needs to be. High vibe, fruit, vegetables, earth, flowers, all of it. Be blessed. I love you guys all. Peace. And so I also just want to reflect on the fact that we pick up all of these things from situations that we go through in childhood, situations that we go through in adolescence, and all sorts of things like that. So what happens is we may perceive something at a different level when we're younger, and then we end up carrying that around with us all of our life. Keep reacting in the same ways that we did when we were younger, instead of taking and interchanging those little patterns and allowing them to build us. Huggies. Allowing us to take those things and change them and shape them to build us up, instead of breaking us down and making us victims of situations instead of the empowerer of situations. So just think back to a time where you were really hurt, Think back to a time when someone may have said something to you and you took it some way, and maybe you could have taken it a different way. Even if that person said it and they really did actually mean it like that, we don't have to take that and internalize it. We don't have to take that into our memory bank and be like, this is what that is. This is how I am this way. I'm this way because of that, or whatever you want to say. We don't have to do that. Instead, we can say, okay, that's you. That's what you feel. That's how you're taking things. That's how you're doing in this situation at hand. But me, I'm not going to act like that. I'm not going to lower myself to meet you where you are. I need you to raise up and meet me where I am. Because if we don't start doing that, if we don't start holding people accountable for their actions and holding people accountable for themselves and their inner work, then we're never going to get to where we need to be. And quite frankly, we don't have much time to sugarcoat and jump around things no more. We have got to go within, give ourselves the love that we deserve, and then we can reflect it out to everybody else. I've been doing some major inner work the last 2.5 years, and I'm so blessed to be able to do it and to recognize it and to be able to hear and see what I'm supposed to hear and see. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about patterns. Patterns are just these things that our ego holds on to, like literally grips onto so hard because it doesn't want to get hurt again. It doesn't want to feel the way that it felt when those initial triggers were done or internalized, whatever the case may be. We don't want to feel that pain again. But instead of feeling that pain, we can choose to see happiness. Before, we didn't know that there was 2 choices. We have 2 choices. There's always the red and the blue pill. We live in duality. There's always happiness or sadness. You always have the choice. So what I'm telling everyone to do is choose love over your ego. Choose love over your pride. Choose happiness over sadness. Even when you're angry, even when you're upset, even when the world is giving you nothing but bullcrap. Give it love back, because then eventually your world is going to start shifting and changing to where you're receiving love. You're receiving abundance. You're receiving prosperity. There's no reason that you can't have it too. There's no reason that I can't have it, and that's why I'm taking the time. I'm going within. I'm fixing myself. I'm going through my triggers, rebuilding relationships, helping myself go through life in the way that I should be going through life, getting to my goals. I feel as though maybe there might be something that people might need to do, like affirmations, or just something that will help people, like in those trigger moments, being like, wait, I don't want to do this no more. I've been here before. I've gone through this pattern before. I recognize this. I'm gonna walk this way. You know? We're not doing that no more. We're not building up other people no more. We're building up ourselves, and we're gonna build up our positive enforcements. We're gonna connect with our angels, and we're gonna succeed in life. There's nothing you can't do. And let's think, anything else on patterns? Let's see if I have like an example. So I used to be, I'm kind of back and forth with it. I can give you like 2 or 3 examples of myself. First example is the fact that I'm extremely defensive. I was extremely defensive. And that's another thing. When you start listening to the words that you're projecting out, start recognizing, oh wait, like I said, I am defensive. No, I was defensive, right? So I was defensive. I was a very defensive person. I'm working on it. I go back and forth between the two, but I am working on it. And soon, and sometimes you don't even gotta do soon. I just gotta ease myself into things, but I'm starting to break that too. It's all levels. But anyway, I used to be really defensive. I used to think that everybody and everything was a personal attack on myself. Always had my guard up. I haven't gotten to the point where I know exactly where that stems from. I think it definitely stems from, like my mom and the relationship that I had with my mom and things like that, and just family members and stuff like that. But I no longer view myself as a defensive person. I'm more aware. I'm more present within the conversations that I'm having, and I can now see the patterns within other people, where other people are just projecting their stuff onto me, and I can tell that now. I can tell that other people are hurting too, and that's where the compassion comes in with other people and understanding what other people have gone through and why they're doing that to you. Unfortunately, you should never be anyone's punching bag. You should never be taking toxic things, and that's where the exit comes, where you take enough power within yourself to take yourself out of the equation, and you no longer allow that sort of energy to even come to you. That's the difference. So like when something's really toxic and it's just constantly projected onto you and it's not your own projection, you can tell that, you leave that situation, because it's not good for you, and what it will do is it'll just make you backtrack, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep moving forward. You want to keep breaking through your boundaries, breaking through your ideas and boxes on yourself and your mind. So second example is I used to believe that how I was eating was the best way to eat, and then I soon realized no, fruit is the only thing, and I'm still really working on it. As you guys know, I go back and forth, but at the same time I can feel myself getting stronger. I can feel my belief getting stronger. I do things like whenever I see 333 or 3 or 33, I say, I am a raw foodist. I am a raw foodist. I am a raw foodist. And I start to make myself believe in those things, because that's what is aligned with my soul and my purpose, and that's what I was drawn to and brought to. That's the difference. The difference between the patterns that you were indoctrinated in, programmed with, brought in from the environment of your childhood, is that you didn't decide those things. You now have the power to decide those things. You get to decide who you are. You don't just say, oh, I've been like this my entire life. I've been this way my entire life. I can't be any different. Why? Why can't you be any different? If you don't like who you are, if you don't like the things that you're doing, if you don't like the way that you treat people, take the pride away from that. Don't be scared to say, one day I'm this way and one day I can be this way, because who is anybody else to tell you that you can't? If you're bettering yourself and becoming who you are, it's not even a question. So be blessed, y'all. Have an amazing day. I love you. Peace. Much love. Bye.